Hi everyone, it's Leonore. Welcome to the Hidden Occult Tarot. Thank you for coming by. For those who are new and are checking me out for the first time, welcome. Please like and subscribe. For those who are my hardcore viewers and love my Hidden Occult, welcome back. I call it my sci-fi readings, but we know what they really are. But yeah, this segment is really dedicated for people who really want to know more about their supernatural powers, deities, past life, blockages, or any other messages that come through in this reading. Okay, please check out the description box. I do have some information there about Indigo Children, Starseeds, Umbrella Group, blah, 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 deities. But of course, I go more in depth in the message more so than anything else. That is just really a template. Whatever I have in my description box as far as information, it's more of a template than anything else. Okay, understand that sometimes the powers of Indigo Children and Starseed Children can be blended. Okay, so just because the Starseeds are called the Umbrella Group, it doesn't mean that an Indigo Children doesn't have those type of powers as well. All right, so you would know that more than me, and hopefully if you don't, you will get something out of these readings. Okay, I am dedicating this whole segment, this whole video, for all earth, air, fire, and water. It will be time-stamped in the description box with its own title. All right, so I'm gonna do, I don't know what sign I'll do first, but I'll probably do fire, water, then earth and air. Again, they'll be time-stamped anyway in the description box with its own title. But if that title catches your eye, then perhaps there's a message there. Okay, if you're called to a certain element, whether it's earth, fire, water, air, then perhaps there's a message there for you. Okay, if you go by your sun sign and you have a Cancer sun sign, then you would want to go to the water element, right? Because Cancer is a water element. So that's really up to you. Of course, you're more than welcome to look at more than two elements. Honestly, I really would go with your intuition, because if you are a fire sign and for some reason you're being called to the air signs, then there's a message there for you. I hope that made sense. All right, I'm going to be using the Black Tarot, which is what I always use for my Hidden Occult. It's the only time I really use it. I already shuffled all these cards, but I'm going to be incorporating my past life oracle cards if I need to, depending on the message. I'm also going to be incorporating the Dark Mirror Tarot if I need to, again, depending on the message. I'll definitely be using my Shamanic Oracle Healing cards to see what other last final messages you could get from your reading. Okay. All right, I do have private readings, my love, so if you want to contact me for a private reading, please do so. My email is in the description box. Okay, just let me know what you want. I also have consultations, one-on-one sessions for people that are on a spiritual journey. All right, email me for any more or for any information that you may want to know about that program, or individual session. You could pay honestly for one session. You could pay for a group of sessions. Okay, I was doing that on Patreon, but I had to close down Patreon because it was not really serving me any good. It had its own little problems and whatever. Life goes the fuck on. But for those who are wondering if I still do my spiritual guidance work, absolutely I do. I haven't stopped. All right, so let's start with fire signs. Okay, so fire signs, again, if you were called to this pile, welcome. If it was the title that caught you, amazing. If it was just the element, then perfect. I will go into my past life if I have to. I will go into my Dark Mirror for any blockages if I have to, and you'll definitely get an oracle messages in the end. Let's get started. All right, fire signs, what messages, what sci-fi messages do we have for my sci-fi Okay, hold on. I'm being asked to take these two. Okay. For this reading here, all right, let's see. I'm just going to take out 3 since it is just one video with 4 different elements, all right? Actually, let me just put this over here. Make it easier for me. All right, let's get started. My loves, I have the Empress, I have 9 of Wands, and I have 10 of Wands. Interesting. So very strong fire off the bat anyways. But then I have the Empress here as the major arcana. Isn't that beautiful? So, 2 things. One, either you are... if you're planning to get pregnant, planning to have a baby in the future, I feel like one of your babies may end up being a starseed with the Empress card here. I also feel that one of your younger children, so if you have young children, may be a starseed. If you need an explanation of the starseed, I do have a brief description in my description box about what Starseed's children are like. Now, the last thing is that I feel like also you are a starseed. You are a starseed, my loves, okay? And maybe talking to starseeds here with the Empress card. So another thing I'm picking up with the Empress card is that you're about to give birth to something. Now, what does that mean? It could be... I don't know if you're in business for yourself and you're selling a product or service, you have an idea to do it or you are currently doing it, then you're meant to do that. That is one of your mission, if not the biggest mission in your life. That really applies for people that are here. Also healing, I'm hearing healing, so it doesn't really have to be entrepreneurship, but it could be, you know, strong spiritual practices. You may have that, you know, a spiritual practice, or you may work for the medical profession. Either way, you're still considered a healer. But if it's a product that you're selling or a service, that's your mission. That's your mission, especially if you love it, obviously. If you don't love it, if you're not passionate about what you do, what your idea is about, then perhaps that's not your mission. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But I am sensing that. I know those are a few messages there, so you take what resonates. Then I have 9 of Wands and 10 of Wands. Interesting. All right, so let's talk about it and be about it. Yeah, a lot of you have very strong fire placement. If not, you may have Taurus or Libra in your chart. But I am sensing strong Aries, Leo, Sagittarius more than once. Like if you have like a sun sign in Sagittarius, you may have, you know, other fire placements in your chart. Doesn't have to be, but it's coming in very strongly. Fire signs, you know, could be repeated. Some of you may have a stellium in a fire sign, meaning repeated houses. So either repeated first house, which is Aries, repeated 5th house, which is Leo, or repeated 9th house, which is Sagittarius. Some of you, 2 things, your legs, something about your legs, circulation of the blood, or it could be the joints, one or the other, maybe, hopefully not both. God, I would hate for it to be both, but you're born with some type of problems. Either you were born that way or you just developed it older age, or it could have been an accident. So I don't know, take that as it resonates, or some type of illness. But it does have to do a lot with your legs. the movement of your legs, the joints, the circulation of your blood. Some of you might experience pain, stiffness. Please take care of your legs as much as you can. Do not delay going to the doctor if this is something new that's happening to you right now. I'll tell you something right now. What I am sensing about your legs is something crazy. The reason why you're going through this illness has a lot to do with another realm. So either I'm picking up a past life situation, or you're doing some shit inside your sleep, where you're astral traveling, astral projecting, whether it's subconsciously or on purpose. Some of you can't do it on purpose. Some of you are aware of not being present in the on this planet. You're somewhere else. You don't know where. Whether you're sleeping or not sleeping. Whether you know, I don't know. You would know that story more than me, my loves. But the reason why you have this issue with your joints, blood flow, whether it's your legs, I am sensing legs more than anything with the Nine of Wands. But if it's other parts of your body, then it's other parts of your body. But it's something that you use all the time. We use our legs and arms all the time. They move constantly, and so your feet. It's another. Your feet is another one, right? Where we are on our feet. We walk with our feet. So I'm gonna have to go to a past life situation here and pick up more messages. So let's do that now. Because I don't know if it's just past life. It could be past life. It could be something is happening, my loves, that you're unaware of, and the doctors are probably telling you it's this. And it can be very well that, because I'm not a professional doctor. So I'm not here to tell you it's not that. What I am here to tell you is that, you're doing something very active with your legs, and when you wake up on Earth, it's hard to use them. Interesting. So definitely past life. That I'm picking up here. So I have spirituality and religion. I have persecution and inquisition. I have orphan. So what I'm picking up here in your past life is that you were persecuted, or you were part of a group that was persecuted, whether it's a community, could be a spiritual community, religious community. It could have been just culture or race, because of your culture, because of your race, where you were persecuted. They did something to your legs, something awful, terrible. A lot of you were children when this happened, or very young adults. And they took away your ability to walk or have fully functional legs. And I don't want to go into details because I really don't know what the details were. If you have a violent mind, you give me a detailed fire signs. Okay? There are many ways to cripple a man, okay? So, but again, with spirituality and religion, I feel like it may have to do with something that you represented. Again, whether it was a skin color, your culture, your spiritual self, your religion, something like that. And this carried on to this lifetime. So maybe you weren't born that way. If you were, you were. But I feel like a lot of you developed it at a young age. Some of you are just developing it at an older age. And, people call it arthritis or, sleepless leg syndrome. There's names for it, obviously. But, you'll be surprised when you go into psychotherapy what the shit you could find out. The shit you could find out when you go into psychotherapy, when you're under hypnosis, whether you believe in hypnosis or not, doesn't matter. But or past life incarnation for that matter. But you'll be surprised how the energy, something either triggers it or it just comes about out of nowhere. And people that go into psychotherapy or hypnosis, they find out in a past life what happened to them, whether it has to do with why they're blind, why they're losing their sight all of a sudden, why they're coughing so much all of a sudden. We don't know. But you'll be surprised what hypnotherapy can bring out. Some of you may be interested in that. If you want to, that's up to you. Let's go into the last one, Ten of Wands. Interesting. Ten of Wands kind of really goes with the Nine of Wands. This is actually goes together. This is your past life. Ten of Wands is struggle, right? Struggling. Challenges. And so is Nine of Wands. I mean, for crying out loud, nine is right before 10. Right? There's something, it definitely has to do with your past life. So this is interesting. So your reading, my fire signs, has a lot to do with either a starseed situation, that's either that you may, it's either one of your children or could be you, if you're currently trying to conceive, or your partner is currently trying to conceive. It could be just you, my loves, were born as a starseed. Because the Empress is very different from these two energies. The Empress here is either that or somebody here is already on their mission. Your mission in life is to present. I wanted to say represent. I don't know why. Interesting how that almost came out. But to present something into a new world. And that new world could be the new generation. Right? Yeah. So that's the two messages that I'm hearing for my fire signs. So take whatever resonates with you. I'm going to take one more message from my shamanic oracle healing fire signs. I just want to see what other messages we could get here for you that may be happening currently. Could be current, I don't know. I could pick up past, current, or future energy. So we shall see. Okay. But this, the shamanic healing oracle cards, I do use it to see what energies are surrounding you, right? So I have here home. I have anger. At the bottom of the deck, I have letting go. Okay, so your current energy, or the energy that is surrounding you, has a lot to do with channeled messages. Has a lot to do with clairaudient. If you listen, so for my empaths or my crowd here who have some type of clairaudient, and that clairaudience you could get channel messages from anywhere. Honestly, it could come from your thoughts, voices in your head. You may think it's you, but it's not. It's something else. It could be your spirit guides, your ancestors, so forth. You know, music messages, you know, may come through music. All of a sudden you hear a verse or a song that is playing in your head. That is a message, my loves. Whether you hear it or it's coming from your head. You know, stuff like that. Maybe even a line in a movie or a line that you just heard from a person, something like that, and it sticks to you. That's a message. Review the message over and over. See what the hell it's telling you, because I'm telling you it's a message. So a lot of you can channel messages, is what I'm seeing from home, anger, and letting go. That is a supernatural ability that you have. That's a superpower that you have. Some people just plainly call it spiritual abilities, but it's more than that, with all due respect. All right. I'm also getting something about your home. So if you are getting a message, I don't know what it is about the home, whether it's your home or someone else's home. I don't know if you've heard this. I don't know if you've seen this home in your dream. Could be a childhood home. I don't know. There's something about home that's coming up very strongly too, my love. So I don't want to just say, or I don't want to just stick to the current home you live in. I feel like this could apply to your childhood home. This could apply to a future home you may end up in. This could apply to your current home, but something about home. So please pay attention to what's going on. If you do have images of a home that's very significant or of importance to you, whether it's something that's going on inside of your home, whether it's something that you saw in a dream or in a picture, an image. I keep hearing home is where the heart is. So somebody may be very nostalgic here about a home, or thinking about moving to, you know, their dream home, or you already are in your dream home. I don't know. But it's nothing negative. I'm not picking nothing negative in your home, not whatsoever. But I don't know. I hope that meant something to someone, okay? All right. I'm moving on to my water signs. All right. Just give me a moment here to shuffle. I'll put everything back, I should say. So, my water signs, how you doing? We are going to do the Hidden Occult Tarot again. Some of you may be new and have no idea what the hell this is. It's okay. I've done it twice before. Not once, but twice before. This is actually my third time doing it this year. I call it my sci-fi reading, but it's much more than that. If you look in my description box, you'll see that, you know, some information, small details about Indigo Children, Starseeds, and other stuff that may interest you. But, you know, the bulk of the message will be here in your reading. So if you were called to this reading, then there definitely may be something here for you. Of course, you could look at more than one element if you're being called to more than one element. If not, that's fine too. Okay, so I'm not asking you to look at your sun sign, moon, or rising. I'm just asking you to see which one really resonates with you. Whether it's the title that caught your eye, or if the element is catching your eye, or you have repeated water in your chart, like repeated 4th house placements, repeated 8th house placements, repeated 12th house placements, then perhaps there's a message here for you. All right. I would suggest, if you are a water sign, this there has to be a message here for you, because my water signs, y'all knowing to get, you already are born with supernatural abilities by nature. Some people don't use them, unfortunately, or don't know how to use it. It's okay. It's all about the evolvements or the evolution state that we have here on Earth, and in this incarnation, right? You could be, just starting your evolution here on Earth, so you may have not traveled. I call it traveling, but you haven't incarnated so much on this earth, and you may have not been able to really develop your supernatural abilities. Some people are very low vibrational, and they can develop, even though they're water signs, they can develop their supernatural powers, because they're vibrating under a very low frequency. But then there's a lot of water signs, whether you're Cancerians, Pisces, Scorpions, if you vibe off of a very high frequency and you are very in tune and aware of your surroundings, of yourself, and you evolved in this in your soul, not your body but your soul, for more than many I don't know how many lifetimes you've had, I don't know, whatever, then you have evolved. You're definitely in that evolution state where you could definitely tap into your superpowers. So let's get started. Water signs, welcome, my darlings. Let's see what messages we have for you. I'm only going to take 3 cards. I will go into past life if I have to go into past life. I will go into my Dark Mirror Tarot if there's any blockages I need to pick up from your reading. But I would definitely am going to go into my Shamanic Healing Oracle cards at the end to see if there are any final messages you should know about the energy surrounding you. All right, let's get started. So I have 2 of Wands. No, sorry, 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles. All right, let me just show you. Pentacles is spheres. Gosh, I never know how to say that word. In my Black Tarot. So 2 of Pentacles. 8 of Wands. And King of Wands. Interesting. Very interesting. At the bottom of the deck, I have the Lovers. That's standing out to me, so I'm just going to grab it. We'll see what that's about in a little while. All right. Actually, I'll just leave it out here. All right, so what do we see here? All right, you know what? I'm just going to go straight into the Lovers. Some of you already found your twin flame. If you haven't found your twin flame, you're about to meet them, but I almost feel like for a lot of you, especially when I see the 2 of Pentacles and the Lovers, I'm almost sensing that you already found your twin flame. Whether you're with them or you're not with them, to me that doesn't matter. I feel okay. Your twin flames, unfortunately, are not not all twin flames. Not all twin flames are going to vibe on the same vibrational level that you are in, and because of that, a lot of twin flames end up breaking up, losing contact, and so forth. But so don't feel bad if you're not with your twin flame. If you haven't found your twin flame, this could be a prediction where you may end up finding your twin flame. So twin flame, I mean, just to give you a brief understanding of what that means. So bear with me, because, a few people may have different interpretations, but I feel like, in the end, it's kind of the same. To me, all right, so okay. This is actually a great example. Let's say this is a womb, the universe's womb. And inside the universe's womb, there's two embryos, twins. However, one happens to be born at a later time. This one happens to be born at an earlier time. But nonetheless, you came from the same embryo. The same womb. The universal womb. Let's just call it that for shits and giggles. And but you're separated, right? So you grow up, you go to school, you work, you have children. And I don't know, some of you may meet your twin flame at a young age, maybe later in life. It doesn't matter. But eventually you do end up meeting your fucking twin flame. Sometimes your twin flame is your worst enemy. Yes, some of you already met your twin flame. And guess what? It was that person that constantly beat you up and abused you in the schoolyard. Some of you lived with your twin flame, was married to your twin flame, had babies with your twin flames. And guess what? That person might have been a little toxic. And you love that person to shits. You two have so much fucking shit in common. I mean, so much in common. Sorry for cursing, water signs. I don't even know why I'm saying that. Why am I saying it like that? But, like, that's the energy I'm feeling, like, for those who have met their twin flames. Like, what the hell? Why couldn't you just be a twin flame? Why do you have to be a toxic twin flame? Why do you have to be a twin flame that did this to me? Why couldn't it have just been nice? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because a lot of the times they're not on the same high vibrational frequency as you. Somebody here is a lower vibrational frequency. The other one is a more higher vibrational frequency. We don't know why it happens. It's a joke, in my opinion. But it still affects us deeply as humans, right? Because we do have emotions. And we miss our twin flames. We love our twin flames despite what they did to us. Some of you may not even want to have anything to do with the twin flames. But you know what? In the end, at the end of the day, when everything is all said and done, whether they're your twin flames or your soulmates, you have learned something from them. You learned a lot about yourself because of what you went through in this relationship. The Lovers. With the Eight of Wands and the King of Wands. Wow, this is a different energy. Water signs. With the Eight of Wands and the King of Wands. Jesus. So I'm picking up a deity here. This is something else. This is a deity here. Eight of Wands and King of Wands. This deity is around you constantly. This deity sends you messages. I don't know how. You have to be in tune for you to hear this deity's or spirit guide, whatever you want to call it, archon even. You have to be in tuned in order to hear this message. If that doesn't resonate with you, then perhaps this part of the reading is not for you. But I'm talking to people who already know this deity is very much around you. You're very aware that this deity is around you. It protects you, but if somebody fucks with you, you know that this deity is. There's people. Okay, so your deity is not like some security guard, right? It's not, right? Your deity. Listen, we can't just call upon our deities when somebody do us wrong, right? For example, you dated someone for quite some time, and that person did you dirty. You can't call upon your deity to, mess them up. You can't call upon this archon, to say, you know what, he hurt me or she hurt me, go sick him. This deity doesn't work that way. Excuse me. However, the way it protects you is from making sure that things that you are not aware of, other things that you may or may not be aware of, you may be aware of it, you may not be aware of it, other entities, other negative energies around you that could affect your mission in life, your health, the universal law of you even existing, or why you here in the first place. This is why this deity is here. This is this type of deity, this type of protector, with the Eight of Wands and the King of Wands. So very strong fire sign. So what's a fire sign? Planet, the sun, obviously. Some of you, if you're into Egyptian mythology, or Egyptian history, Ra, the sun god, you may be connected to the Egyptian god. Doesn't have to be the Egyptian god. There's, the Aztecs and the Mayans, they had their sun god. But listen, in the end, no matter what culture acknowledges the sun, it all comes down to one God. There's only one sun god. The problem is that other cultures, religions, or well, I'm just going to say other cultures, religions, sometimes it has to do with ancient history, sometimes it's modern society, but in the end, it is just one God. It doesn't matter what they name it. I can't remember what they call it they call it the sun god. The Mayans and the Aztec worship the sun god, but it's the same sun god, excuse me, that the Egyptian followed. It's the same sun god that the Africans follow. I mean, Egypt isn't Africa, but that's not a good analogy. But the same sun god that the Aboriginals follow. It's just it's different names, right? So, long story short, my lovelies, whatever you are connected with, whatever name you are connected to the sun, could be just the planet sun, could just the sun. Doesn't have to be a name. That is your ruler. Congratulations. I'm also hearing Jupiter. Now Jupiter rules Sagittarius, but it co-rules Pisces too. And Pisces is a water sign. So for those who have I don't know, sun, those two planets are sticking out very strongly to me. Sun and Jupiter. So the sun is just Leo. The sun just rules the fifth house. It is our identity, it's our soul. But Jupiter has two zodiac signs. It rules Sagittarius, that is the modern ruler. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, but it also co-rules Pisces. I don't know why I have to say that, but I just feel like you need to know that, because they are deities that come from the sun, hence the sun god. Jupiter, is Zeus in Greek mythology. Greek mythology, they consider Jupiter as Zeus, that is the where the Olympians came from, Olympus. Some of you may have Jupiter in Pisces or Jupiter in a fire sign. Either Jupiter in Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or Jupiter in Pisces is what I'm hearing. Some of you may have Jupiter in Scorpio is also what I'm hearing. So very interesting. My water signs. You may have strong fire placements, that I'm not discounting that either. in your birth chart. I'm going to go into blockages here, especially because this twin flame energy came up. So let's go into my dark mirror tarot and look at blockages. See what I could pick up. Just one more. That's it. Okay. All right, so I have blinded to pain and peaceful among thorns. Interesting. Blinded to pain. Peaceful among thorns. I love this card. 26. Some of you may be life path 8. I also have 13, so some of you may be life path 4, if that means anything to you. At the bottom of the deck, I have fated to suffer. Look how all of these cards, look at that. I just wanted you to see how all of these cards have something to do with some type of pain and suffering. Fated to suffer, blinded to pain, peaceful among thorns. Interesting. Very interesting. I feel like a lot of you have seen your share of challenges, to say the least. A lot of you have suffered in silence. And I don't know why that's a preference or something that you developed, just to suffer in silence. Because people really didn't get you, or people didn't understand you. People had their own interpretation of you, and that, you know, they were wrong. They were completely wrong. But that's because they didn't know what you not only what you represent in the spirit realm, okay? Because let's not forget who you are protected by. I'll just show this one. This King of Wands here. Let's not forget who you are protected by, okay, in the freaking spirit realm. But, you know, they just don't get it. They just can't get that, right? Because not everybody here is protected like you. So here you are, you know, you're fated to suffer, be alone. For a lot of you, some of you are not alone. Some of you are you know, are with your current partner or your family members or friends. But still, you know, there are times where you do feel alone. Some of you have been jaded by people really close to you, betrayed, decepted. Family members, I'm hearing. For some of you, for others, lovers, especially with the Lovers card already being here and me talking about, you know, twin flame energy. And the blinded to pain is what I'm picking up as far as you suffering in silence. Some of you may suffer from depression, you know, is what I'm trying to get at. But this depression, you know, I'll tell you something. There's like, okay, so you go within, right? You go within. This is a very Scorpionic energy because Scorpios, even Pisces do this to some extent. But the energy that I'm picking up, despite whatever sign you are, it doesn't matter, because this is an energy more so than anything. Like you could be picking up the Scorpionic energy, that death, rebirth, and transformation energy, where you just go in and suffer in silence on your own, right? But what you're doing is you're either processing, you're analyzing, you're you know, nixing people from your life, situations and events that doesn't serve you, and most of all that pains you. And because of that, you've gone so much within that you opened up like I want to say you opened up a portal. A portal that's very easy to access for you sometimes, my water signs. Or, yeah, like I'm picking up, like you could really summon spirits. Some of you talk to the dead. Some of you, you just have like, paranormal shit happening around you, like just paranormal things just be happening around you. Some of you may be Indigo Children. I do have that description I do have a brief description about Indigo Children in the description box. If you want to look at it, it's up to you. But I mean, you know that energy more than me. Whatever that energy is, I'm just giving it a name, but that could be. It's just you. It's just unique to you. Whatever your superpowers are, whatever paranormal activities happen around you, rare occurrences that doesn't happen to anyone. Yeah, it's like you opened up this portal because you went so. It's like you died inside yourself, or you have the ability to do that. All right, I hope that made sense. I'm going to just take out one more card and see from my shamanic healing oracle deck, just to pick up any current messages. This is actually energy. I want to pick up energy, any current energy. I could be picking up a current energy, but I don't know. I could, sometimes it could be past energy. Sometimes it's future energy. All right, I really want to know it's what is surrounding you. Any energies that are surrounding you or maybe affecting you. All right, I'm just going to grab these two. Okay. All right, so I have slow but steady, grounding, and psychic ability. I'm sorry, psychic development. I love that. I think that a lot of you have slowly developed your psychic abilities or spiritual gifts, both, whatever. Slowly but steady. But you need it. Interesting how this came right underneath. Like my grounding came right underneath the peaceful among thorns. To me, this tells me that because you've made peace with who you are, with the events, situations, and people that you came across, that puts you on another different level. That puts you on some Buddha level. You're on a guru Buddha journey here, because some people can't get over it. Some people really dwell in their bad experiences with other people. But you, my darlings, have not. You understood why it happened. If that makes sense, You knew that it's not your fault. Whether you know that now or not, I'm telling you, it was not your fault. This happens to the best of us. You ever heard that statement? It happens to the best. Or, it happens to good people. Why does it always happen to good people? Oh, there's a reason why it always happens to the best and why it happens to good people. There's a huge reason why it happens to the best and to those who are good. When you walk around with a deity like this, you don't think you'll attract other negative energies. You don't think other negative energies and deities, low vibrational ones, are going to want a piece of you. You think it's just peaches and cream because you got the King of Wands on your back. The King of Wands has your back. But the rest is up to you. And so what I'm seeing here is a lot of you have taken this approach to just deal with it. Go within, suffer in silence for a lot of you. And not blame yourself. And maybe if you did that in the past, or if you suffer from some type of depression, because I think I remember saying the word depression. Some of you may have that, as a water sign. A lot of water signs do have some type of melancholy. We were born with melancholy. We were just born with melancholy. Especially if you're a Pisces. Scorpios just have that karma, stuck to them. But Cancerians is a whole different story. Cancerians is the first water sign of the zodiac sign. It's the first cardinal sign. No, sorry, it's the second cardinal sign, but it's still the first water sign of the zodiac sign. And they're still learning. It's still it's only the 4th house. It's not the 12th house. It's not the 8th house. They're still learning, and that's amazing. That's good. But even still, I feel like a lot of you have taken the approach of this silent Buddha, the silent Buddha. That makes sense. The guru. Some of you are spiritual healers. That's amazing. Yeah, I just think that a lot of you has slowly developed your psychic abilities with slow but steady and psychic development. And I don't think it's finished. I honestly don't feel like it has not even finished. I think for a lot of you, it's only the beginning. I'm not going to lie. All right, moving on to the next sign, or the next zodiac. Or not the next zodiac, Leonora. The next element. My word. Get it straight, girl. Just get it straight. All right, let me just put these cards back while we go into my earth signs. My lovely earth signs. Oh, look, my earth signs are 1 or 2. Honey child, girl, I'm just shuffling. I ain't trying to pick up messages right now. Jesus. No, I'm not. No. I was just putting the cards back, okay? Earth sign, what is going on? So my earth signs, whether you're here because the title caught your eye, or because you have strong earth placements, welcome. I'm going to go into my black tarot, pick a few cards here to see what your message is in this hidden occult segment. I'm also going to be using my past life oracle cards if need be. It really depends on what your message is all about. If I don't have to use my past life, then I'll probably use my dark mirror tarot. My dark mirror tarot is all about blockages. But I definitely will be using in the end the shamanic healing oracle deck. The shamanic healing oracle deck is just energy. I want to pick up your current energy, past, future, whatever energy is surrounding you at the moment, okay? Or very significant energy, I should say. Okay, so earth signs. What is going on with my earth signs? Woo! I just love reading the hidden occult from my earth signs. I'm not gonna lie. Something about the earth, you being connected to the earth deities already, is some shit. All right, let's get that straight. All right. And the earth deities could be anything, honestly. The earth deities, they could be aliens. A lot of them are, from my experience, a lot of them are earthly demons. I call them earthly demons, whether they're good or bad. But then some aliens could be good or bad too. Whatever. I don't know. I'm just giving you a little opinion, but I know some of you are a lot more knowledgeable than me. But just having a very strong earth placement, or if you have a very strong Saturn placement, or Venus placement, which is Taurus, Capricorn. Wow. But I don't want to discount Virgos either, because Virgo, y'all come from Mercury. Mercury is not a joke planet either. I mean, the deities in Mercury, it's something serious. Interesting. Whew. Oh my God. I just said Capricorn. This is all Earth. Yeah, I see. This is why I'm talking about this is what I'm talking about. I sat here and I just said, my Earth signs, you are just Earth's favorite child. You're just the Earth's favorite child. Earth spirits, whether it's, any type of spirits, whether they're animal spirits, gnomes, fairies, little fairies, aliens, demons, whatever. You have so much, there's so many entities and deities that you could really get attached to and be connected to, because you have strong earth placements, or you're really connected to the soil of this planet. Look what I have here. The Page of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and the Devil. Saturn is your OG, meaning your God. You're God. But Saturn is an earth energy, right? It's not just a Capricorn energy, it's an earth energy. Saturn is ruled by Saturn is represented by the world in tarot, the major arcana, and it's an earth placement. It's an earth energy. When the world comes out, it's an earth energy. So when I see the Devil here, it really reminds me of Saturn. And not only Saturn does rule Capricorn also anyway, which is the Devil here. But then you have the Page of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. I mean, this is all earth energy. Some of you are so fucking in tune. I don't know why you're even here. Some of you are so in tune. Come on now, you don't even have a head. You just have a satellite. There's no head. It's just a satellite. That's all I'm seeing. God, don't mind me. Look at that. And you're so rooted. Look at this. You're so rooted. You see those roots? Like the root of a tree? Look at that. It's not a joke. The tree happens to be one of the beautiful creation that we have here on earth. The trees. Wow. The tree is rooted to the ground, right? It has its roots, but it also goes all the way up in the air. And there's something so spiritual about trees, like the native tribes. They really understood the power and the essence of the tree spirits. There's some tree spirits that are more powerful, but listen, it's not a joke. What I can't forget. I think there's a couple of movies out there, and I just can't remember the name. I want to say Harry Potter was one of them. But there's a couple of movies out there where they portray trees to be living, like they're stuck, right? When regular humans come along. And then they interact with each other, or even worse, there's a reason why there's ceremonies that take place in the woods and in the forest. There's a reason why extraterrestrials come inside the forest and secluded or isolated areas that's just like either the jungle or the high mountains where there's just it's like hardly no life. The only life that's there are little animals and creatures, and who knows what else. There's a reason why people disappear out of nowhere in these areas, in these wooded areas and mountains. It's not a joke. Okay. There's a reason. But anyway, my earth signs here, people that were drawn to the earth element, you are like, you're here to just get message, a more message than you already knew. It's just like you already know. You already know that you're in the club. These are people that already know they're in the club. They're just trying to figure out, who's in charge. Oh God, don't mind me. All right, who's in charge? Saturn. You're the Earth. So Uranus. Uranus is the old. If you follow Greek mythology, you doesn't always end at Greek mythology. Obviously, there's all other types of mythology and historical events, ancient historical events. Uranus happens to be the deity of Uranus is the very first god, or the very first demiurge. God, I don't want to say, it's not a demiurge. Ugh. Why can't I come up with the name now? Demigod? Yeah. I want to say demigod, but I don't want to say demigod either. Anyway, I can't think of the name because I'm kind of stuck in it, but it was it's one of the very first gods. I want to say this was second generation of gods that was part of creating Earth. And back then it wasn't humans, because that wasn't Uranus's job whatsoever. Uranus, just created or procreated children with Gaia, and lots of interesting creatures, lots of interesting baby creatures came out. Some of them were normal, some of them were not. And interesting because some of those creatures are situated in mountains. They're rocks. Has anybody ever seen Noah with Russell Crowe? It's an amazing movie. That's actually a really good movie to cross-reference of the energy I'm picking up right now, or how I could explain Uranus to you. Noah, the movie of Noah, which is a biblical story, but I love the way it's portrayed. Some people may disagree with me, and that's okay. I'm a movie fanatic. I love films, so I don't care whether you disagree with me or not. I'm interested in knowing anything when it comes to films and storylines and stuff like that. But Noah with Russell Crowe, again, it's at the Noah, the biblical story of Noah. I don't know when the movie came out. I don't think it was that far along. I want to say within the last 5 years. It wasn't too long ago. There were these rocks, huge boulders. No, I can't even say rocks. They were huge boulders. They looked like hills. And Noah just happened to be one of the was part of the very first human waves, the human waves that came onto Earth before all the other humans were wiped off, and then it was just Noah and his family. And the boulders came to life. These particular boulders came to life. He was shocked. He wasn't expecting for these boulders to come to life, let alone chase and try to kill him. Come to find out, because he was he was connected to a human. I can't remember the human's name. Was it Moses? It's not Moses. Oh my God, you guys are gonna kill me for even getting this wrong. Like, Leonora, we thought you knew. I want to see the descendant of Moses, but it's the movie. I can't remember what they call his grandfather. His grandfather was connected, to the other worlds, or the other world. You know, they chose him as a human to, you know, bring forth messages and shit like that. You know, he had powers. And he was a descendant. He was the grandson of this. So when they found out that he was the descendant of this person, and I you know, let me know in the comment line if you've seen the movie Noah, or if you just know the biblical story behind it. I want to say it's Moses, but please forgive me if it's not. But in the movie, they didn't call him Moses. That's why I'm like a little confused, right? And I haven't been in Catholic school for over 2 decades. Anyway, the rocks, the boulders left them alone. They came to life. And these boulders told a story of how they came from space, from outer space, and were thrown onto Earth to protect. I forgot what they had to protect. But anyway, long story short, the humans turned against them because they were monstrous, right? Sometimes that's what humans do. They judge, they turn against people that protect them, or, you know, that are just good-spirited and kind-hearted people. Interesting. You should watch, if anybody has water placement, you should watch the water elements message. It kind of reminds me of that little connection with the water element story, but or reading, I should say. But anyway, these boulders ended up just, you know, just being boulders. They didn't move for hundreds, maybe thousands of years, I don't know. And they didn't move, they just became stiff and became boulders. And then when Noah ended up coming across them by accident and stepping on them because he was running away from these humans that were trying to kill him, they came to life. And then the boulders, you know, he was like, she thought he was dead. He honestly thought he was dead. These boulders came to life. It just reminds me of these trees, that these trees come to life. These boulders come to life. Why? Because they are Uranus's children. They are Uranus's and Gaia's first children on Earth. It was only until Saturn came, aka Kronos, where humans, people that kind of look more human-like, demigods, or you know, whatever, there's other words for it, you know, but you know, that came, and then there was another generation of humans. So this is our modern ruler here. Saturn is our modern ruler here on Earth. Uranus is the older ruler. Long story short. But I just feel like you guys are so connected to both Uranus and Saturn. I mean, let's not forget Uranus is Saturn's father, or Cronus's father. You know, and again, in other histories, other cultural histories, they have different names for it, right? And you guys are so connected. Like, this is crazy. With the Five of Pentacles here, some of you can pick up objects without picking it up. What do you call that? Telekinesis? I want to say it's telekinesis. The Five of Pentacles, one of your spiritual abilities or superpowers, let's get that straight, is telekinesis. God, I hope I'm saying that right. I don't, gosh, let me just make sure, because I'm not trying to tell people it's telekinesis. It's when you pick, it's like when you pick up an object or move an object with your mind. And I just want to make sure I'm saying that right. So telekinesis, the supposed ability to move objects at a distance by mental power or other non-physical means. Yeah, okay, I was right. So you have that power, my lovelies, with the Five of Pentacles. And you're connected. Very, very interesting how I brought the movie or the story of Noah. His life was saved because he was connected. And that's you. Like, you're connected. Does that make sense? I keep saying you're connected because I know I watch a lot of mobster movies. Like, yeah, I'm connected. Anyway, all right, let's go into, what should I go into? Let's go into your past life. Let's dig in a little further and see what I could pick up. I don't know what I'm going to pick up, what messages, what other messages this reading has for you, but let's just find out. All right, one more. Okay, so I have Mother. Very interesting. I was talking about Gaia and Uranus, wasn't I? The arts. Interesting. The arts reminds me of Venus and Neptune. Orphan. I was just talking about the children of Uranus and Gaia. All right, well, let's see what I could pick up with these three energies, or these three cards here. A lot of you are into music, or music is your therapy. You know, either you use music as therapy or you're very musically talented. I don't know whether it's with singing, writing, playing an instrument, with the arts. It doesn't necessarily have to be music, but there is something very calming about music, or sounds, just sounds, whether they're sounds from the rivers, sounds from the winds, whether they're very, strong or lightweight. I don't know, but sound, something about sounds. It's like you're sensitive to hearing also is what I'm hearing. Like sensitive to noises, but these are like particular noises. Like for me, I go almost violently insane, but I don't portray to be violent, but I almost want to go violent when I hear certain types of sounds, like banging. Banging is one of them. But unnecessary banging, if that makes sense. But if I keep hearing the same banging over and over again, there's something that triggers me. I get violent. I don't know why. I have no idea why. No idea why why does that make me so violent? Is it something from childhood, from my past life? I don't know. Like I have a little one in my house, and and not only that, it's a boy. What do boys do? They jump around, make noise, but it kills me every time he makes this loud banging. Like he'll bang on the wall for no reason, bang on the wall, or he'll walk really hard, like the way he walks in that, do you know what I mean? Like he walks hard. It annoys me. Sometimes alarms, particularly like if I'm not ready to hear an alarm, it kind of like I jump up and I want to get violent. I don't know why. There has to be a reason why. I need to go to therapy for it. But that could be it, that could be another form of being sensitive to sounds. Interesting how I said triggered, right? You're triggered by sounds. Some of you may be triggered by feminine energies. I don't know why I'm also sensing that. some of you may be triggered by animals, like certain animals, like reptiles, especially reptiles, crocodiles, snakes. And I don't know whether that scares you or triggers you, or I don't know. I don't even know what you feel. Some of you, okay, so I'm picking a lot of things that's going on in this life more than in a past life. But that doesn't mean past life energy is not part of what I'm saying. You know, like I was just explaining to you, like I don't know why I get triggered by those type of noises, those type of particular noises. But there has to be a reason, right? I just feel like maybe for some of you also, you just have an issue with feminine energy. Could be a mother, with mother and orphan. I don't know. There's so many stories I could, sit here and tell you. But that's a personal story to you, and you may know that story more than me, right? I can't sit here and go and tell you, what happened between you and a feminine energy. I don't want to either, because that's personal to you. But that's only if it resonates. If it doesn't, then let it go. Whether it's good energy, or bad energy, I don't know. But there is some connection between you and a feminine energy, especially a mother figure, and everything else I just said. All right, that's all I'm picking up, my lovelies. Let's go into your shamanic healing oracles and just see what energies are surrounding you at the moment, whether it's past, present, or future. We don't know. We'll find out. I have discernment, struggle, and abundance. Sorry guys, I'm just writing something really quick. Rain. You know how I said something about like the water, the sounds of the water, the sounds of the birds, or any creature maybe soothing to you? And so for some of you, it's like the bad weather. Like bad weather is something soothing to you. I know a client of mine, her deity happens to be Zeus. That's her deity. Like Obatala, they call it Obatala in African cultures. Father Sky, whatever. Oh my God, what is that superhero's name? Thorn? Oh my God, why can't I come up with his name? The one with the freaking hammer? The fuck is his name? I know some of you are telling me already, but I can't hear you. Zor, right? Am I saying that right? Thor. God, I know I can't. I can't give up until because I can't move on until I give you the correct word or lingo. Thor. That is the modern. And he comes from Olympus. I was talking about Olympus well, not, I wasn't talking about Olympus in this reading, but, you know, Kronos, right? And then, you know, the generations that came after him. Thor is another word that Father Sky goes by. But, you know, it's lightning, right? He has that hammer and lightning, thunder and lightning. That's like this, you know, his thing. So, you know, people that are connected to that energy, whatever you want to call it, a lot of people call it God. It's God. Let's you know, let's not get that twisted. You know, this, I know I'm giving it fancy names, but it's God. I was gonna say something. But well, it kind of makes sense why you're so in tune with the earth. Because I just said, you know, I just said that you're connected to the earth from the very beginning, and the earthly, you know, creatures and whatever goes on earth. Remember the Page of Wands, how connected you are. But you're very connected to God. Obatala, Zeus, Thor, whatever you want to go with. But I was talking about lightning, right? The sound of lightning, weather. You know, all that comes from the sky, Father Sky. I want you to know that because you're so connected, not only to Saturn, but I also see that you're very connected just to the deities that belong on Earth and beyond. You're just not the little ones, but even the high vibrational ones. You know, whatever you ask, you shall receive. You're lucky that way. With abundance. And I feel like it's because you struggled so much in a past life that now you're born into royalty. I mean, your whole reading was about royalty in some shape, form, or other. Because you struggle, you have that privilege. You come from royalty. And whatever you ask, you shall receive. Of course, you have to earn it. Okay, just because you're in the club doesn't mean you could work your way up that easy. Earth signs. But anyway, I love your reading. That was amazing. Let me know how you felt about that in the comments section. I would love to hear them. You know, your opinion. My darling Earth signs, or anybody that was connected to this reading. All right, moving on. Let's go to my last element, my air signs. My lovely air signs. What's up with y'all? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But you know, anybody that was you don't have to have, obviously, I had mentioned that earlier, you don't have to have those placements in your birth chart to be connected to this reading whatsoever. Like very strong air placement. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. It doesn't matter. I invite anyone, honestly, who gets called to this particular air reading, air sign reading. But you know, welcome. Thank you very much. So I'm going to go into the Black Tarot. My darling air signs. If I have to go into your past life, I will go into your past life. If I have to go into the Dark Mirror the Dark Mirror Oracle deck, I should say, to pick up any blockages, I will. In the end, I will definitely go into the Shamanic Healing Oracle deck to see what energies I could pick up that's surrounding you at the moment, or anything that you should know or be aware of, okay? At the end of the reading. So right off the bat, I have the Temperance card. Interesting. There's something about mountains and parallel universes with my crew here, my crowd here. There's either you really like mountains and you like to escape to mountains, or something about mountains that really, like, either you're a climber, you like hiking, or it could, or it could be something about a parallel universe with you. Somebody here has a very strong Sagittarius placement, or you may be connected to one. But it doesn't have to be a Sagittarius placement. It could honestly be a 9th house placement. So something about your 9th house, I'm picking up very strongly here. With the Temperance, which is a Sagittarius energy and a 9th house energy. The Wheel of Fortune, which is a Jupiter energy. Jupiter rules Sagittarius and it's a 9th house energy. And then I have the 7 of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, I have the Death card that's calling me, so I'm going to pick it up, which is Scorpio energy. Interesting. The Death card is really calling me. What about the Death card? Interesting. This is crazy what I'm picking up here. I gotta take a sip for this one. So you, my pal here, my lovely viewers here, my crowd, whether you have very strong 3rd house placements, 7th house placements, or 11th house placements, or you were just called to this pile, there's a reason why. One of the reasons, if this applies to you, if it doesn't, there may be other messages here for you, is death. The way you died in your past life was crazy. Or in one of your past lives. I don't know which past life I'm obviously going to go into your past life, but I'm going to wait for a little bit. But it's something about death in your past life or multiple past lives that is, it's like you're connected to these lost souls, these dead spirits, but it's because of the way you were wiped out, either in one lifetime or in several lifetimes. That I cannot confirm. I may be able to when I pick up the past life reading. You know what? Let's just do that now. Because I don't want to move on and then forget about the energy. So let me just do that now. Very interesting. Okay, so I got scribe or writer, and I got authority figures. At the bottom of the deck, I have unrequited love. Listen, you were sent to death. You were sentenced to death. Either by an authority figure, a motherly figure, or you just died in some shape, form, or other. You were murdered, or it was a tragic accident. It's just it literally it has to do that. I mean, so strongly. Some of you are with the scribe and writer. Some of you are very creative people. Some of you are very creative. There's something very creative about you. I think either you love reading books. I mean, I'm talking to my air sign, so some of you might have, you just love information. There's something about information, books, writing, publishing, even that I'm getting. That you might have done in past lives anyway, and you're probably still doing it in this lifetime. But anyway, it's like when you were wiped out, and you met your demise, your death. It was so powerful. It was like you weren't, God, what can I say about this energy? Like it rattled you, like your soul wasn't expecting it. There's slow death, like, even if there's sometimes, and I'm not an expert, but I'm just talking out loud. Even if you knew you were about to die, right? Let's just say you were given 6 months to a year to live, and it's just, that's what you call a slow death, right? Some people are still not prepared, and some people are. Some people just, eventually they are. And then there's tragic accidents, or tragic deaths, accidents that lead to deaths or murder, something like that, where you're like fighting and your soul is fighting because it's not ready for it to leave Earth. It's not ready for it to leave their loved ones behind. There's so much at stake that the last thing you want is to completely have your soul leave the earth by death. Your transition was a little crazy here. I'm saying it because you tapped into a realm or two during this transition of your past life ending so abruptly into this middle area. The spirit realm is what we call it. And then back into reincarnating into this earth. Something very interesting happened in that transition from your past life to your death into the spirit realm and back onto this earth. There is this piece here where you met and connected to souls that most people are not privy to. Most souls are not ready to understand these other entities that exist in the spirit realm. They're not ready to connect with them, or they're not ready to meet them, but you met them. Some of you signed contracts, not literally, but soul contracts. So some of you have a soul contract with a deity or an entity in the spirit realm. Don't know what spirit realm that is. There are, I was talking about parallel universes. I'll still get to that. But you have to fulfill that, my loves. Your life on this earth is important. And when I mean important, I mean some of you might have gotten the impression that you should be dead by now. I don't know why. Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel like you should be dead by now? Why do you feel like you're living on borrowed time? Because of your past life and how you were wiped out so suddenly. You signed there's a contract, a very important contract that you have with the most higher powers. I'm not just talking about souls. These are different entities. There are some lost souls in there that you connected with that I'm not taking back. That you might have connected into this, that you might have connected with in this lifetime. So souls that you connected in the spirit realm that you somehow reconnected with in this lifetime. That you never knew from before. You never knew in other lifetimes. You just knew them from being in the spirit realm after your last death or one of your death. I can't tell you a time. I can't tell you when. I can't. But what I can tell you is that you connected with these lost souls. Something about them that drew you to them, or you drew to each other. There was a connection to each other for some reason. And in this lifetime, you incarnate, you meet them. But, you could call them soulmates because you met them in a spirit realm, but they have no connection to you on earth. They just have a connection with you in the spirit realm. And that's it. All right, so that's a very interesting situation. I'm just going to leave that alone and go into these 3 cards now. So I was talking about parallel universes. See that? If I turn it around, you don't know. It's like, what? Is it this way or this way, Leonora? I don't know. But if you see very closely, that to me looks like a parallel universe. It has the energy of a parallel universe. I did say some of you like hiking or going into mountainous areas. You're like, there's something, or secluded mountainous areas. There's something about it that you're really connected to with it. There's something there. There are things or entities or people that you may meet there or see there, whether they're creatures, crystals, even the weather, the climate of the mountain keeps you peace. It's something peaceful about it that you really like. And I feel like for some of you, it's a connection to another spirit realm or another realm. And some of you just are curious souls. There's something that really attracts you to the mountains and you don't know why. But there's something there. Then I have the Wheel of Fortune here and the 7 of Pentacles. Some of you love what you're doing. There's something about your job. You guys pick things that you love. If you don't love your job or career, like my crowd here, if you don't love it, you may stay in it for a little bit, but I don't really see you staying there for long. Like my crowd here are the type of people that's like, they're ready to quit if they don't like the job or the people they work for. You know what I mean? Like for you, having a passionate job, having something that you could go to that you really love or you're really good at, counts for you in this lifetime. Otherwise, it's not living life. It's not worth it. And I don't think money is an issue for you, meaning I feel like some of you, or a lot of you, I should say, that pick this pile, if you make really good money at a job and you're just there because you make really good money, I don't really see you staying there for long. It bothers your soul and your spirit. It bothers you. You're like, oh, I can't do it. I feel like I'm killing myself softly or slowly. Softly, slowly, with the Wheel of Fortune and the 7 of Pentacles. For you, having a job that means a lot, whether you're an influencer or some sort of healer, I'm hearing communication, communicator, fashion, I'm even hearing fashion, astrology, numerology, the occult for sure, with the Wheel of Fortune. Anything that has to do with the occult is your thing. You know, like you may have really passionate hobbies or passionate jobs or both. That's important to you. It's important for you in this lifetime to get the best life. There's something about you getting the best of the best in this life, and you're not worried about anything else because of the way you were wiped out in a past life. Because you didn't get to live your fullest. And there's your spirit remembers. And that's why you are the way you are. And I love that. I really love that, air signs, because I am one of those people, and I learned this the hard way. But we all evolve through age and experiences and lessons. We all get it sooner or later. But I just happen to be one of those people that I hate drama. I just hate drama. I hate not feeling fulfilled in a relationship, at a job, or just life in period. Good or bad. Listen, and I'm not saying it has to be good all the time, because that's unrealistic. But I'm just saying, if I wake up every day and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen today? I'm in control of my life. And even when I'm not in control of my life, it's still like I'm living, like, wow, I'm still alive. And I had mentioned earlier that some of you may feel like you should not be alive. And I feel like because your time ran out so quickly in a past life that you feel like you're living on borrowed time, is the only way I could explain that. Let's go to your shamanic healing oracle deck. Let me just pick up one more message. I want to see what energies are surrounding you. Good, bad, neutral, I don't know, past, present, future. we shall soon find out. All right, look at this. I love all of these cards. New beginnings, psychic development, and ascension. Beautiful. I love all of these. To me, some of you have amazing psychic abilities, or some type of amazing spiritual gifts. I love that. Some of you are very attractive people, like drop dead gorgeous, handsome. In some shape, form, or other, whether that's, physically beautiful, or you're just so beautiful on the inside that people just gravitate to you. There's something like je ne sais quoi about you that people are like, they just cling on to you like you're some damn, black diamond. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so two stories I'm getting with Ascension. There's like two groups here. I want to say two groups. One group of you are very new to this earth. So what do I mean by that? You haven't really reincarnated enough on this earth. I'm not saying that to be, shaming you. It doesn't matter. The point is that you're babies. You're like babies, Like the United States is considered a baby country, believe it or not. Like, even though it's like over 200 or 250 years old, I don't even know. That's terrible that I don't even know. And I live in the States. But it's still considered to be like a baby country, as opposed to, you know, a lot of countries in Europe where, or a lot of countries in Africa where it's like the old country, you know. And these are souls that have incarnated many times over, have been here longer on Earth, or have come back and forth on Earth, meaning they might have gone to other galaxies, but then, you know, or other star systems, but they come back to Earth. They end up coming back. So I'm picking up those two groups, you know. You know what I mean? So a lot of crystals and indigo children here is what I'm picking up more so than anything. I do have a short description about indigo and crystal children in my description box. If you're interested in it, it's just a brief description. But I also know that a lot of the qualities and traits and characteristics and abilities of the indigo crystal children and starseed children can be integrated. So you would know what your powers and abilities are, my loves, more than me. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm picking up here with you. When I see new beginnings, it's like you have you know, I had said something about contract, right? I remember I said that. Some contract, there is a very important contract. Air signs that you have with some entity or entities or a deity of yours, or I wouldn't say a deity of yours. I'm not going to say a deity of yours. I think if you have a deity, they're here to look after you more than anything. But there is some form of higher power that you sign a goddamn contract with. I don't know how important it is. Obviously it's important, but I don't know what it is. You know, with new beginnings here, it could be like you're part of a new future, like you're could be part of changing some area for the new generation. And that's an example. That's just one example. I don't know. But it's an important situation. You got something important here. Could be even your own children, my loves. Maybe your own children were born to you because your children, you signed a contract because you're mothering these children or you're fathering these children, or a child, could be just one child. But, and they're important to the future. And that could be your contract with new beginnings. All right. Well, I guess that's it for the hidden occult. Thank you so much for those who stayed to watch all 4 elements. I thought that was pretty interesting. I honestly felt like I just directed a movie. I swear. But anyway, I will do this again in a month or 2. I don't know. I always have fun doing these anyway. But look out for the Capricorn reading this month for Capricorn season. Even if you're not a Capricorn, I will do like a full moon message plus Capricorn birthday read. So check that out. That's coming up very soon. And I did live on Sunday just recently. So if you haven't checked out your energy read, love and advice for the month of December, please do so. I will come out. I will be live again January 2nd. You know, hopefully. I'm shooting for it. You know. But if it doesn't happen January 2nd, I will do it the next Sunday. Okay, that's why I'm saying it like that, because I just don't know. I'm shooting for January 2nd. If it doesn't happen January 2nd, it will be the next Sunday. Either way, it would be either the first Sunday or the second Sunday. But I am shooting for January 2nd. Hit the notification bell to catch me live. I will, take a few people to do personal readings during the live. Okay. And I guess that's it, my loves. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I love y'all. Bye.